Hi everyone. You just got into a sweat again. This has been Mark for days. We're not doing a proper coffee moaning or wine o'clock or anything. We just can't
say it. Try saying it again.
Coffee moaning and wine o'clock. Honest to God, you've never felt so ill. But we've been missing you, and we know you've been missing us. And yeah, God, we kept saying to you, oh, it doesn't feel like just a cold to me. And quite a few of you were saying to us, weren't you? Well, you should test yourself again. And then a couple of days in, I phoned the doctor about Kiki, because Kiki wasn't well either. And, because she's at school now, she needs a sick note. Anyway, I was telling the doctor all our symptoms, and she said, well, have you tested for COVID? We said, yeah, we're negative. And she said, people are doing COVID tests too early on. And then the other thing is, she said, people have stopped putting up the thing far enough. She said, it's got to be really quite uncomfortable. I think we've all started doing a bit of that, haven't we? And she goes, I would always recommend that you do your throat. Again, one of you recommended that, didn't you? Do your throat as well as your nose. So I bloody did that and bloody positive. But we kept saying this isn't a cold.
You're saying you don't feel well, you haven't stopped.
No, I know, but it's like what happens is you start to feel a bit better.
Yeah.
And then it knocks you again. I mean, we've got the two sofas made up as beds, and really, a couple of days.
Hi, Nanny Di.
Hi, Nanny Di. Bloody hell, Nanny Di, been so ill.
Oh my God. On that point, because
Nanny Di, I thought he was going to have to go to hospital one night. His cough was so bad, and then we realised, well, we live in the UK, but the Tories in power for the last 12 years, and there isn't an NHS.
So I did the thing. I did the thing of testing a few times, and it came back as negative, and then it tested positive way in, and so consequently, it's don't trust necessarily those initial tests. You do have to test repeatedly. I don't know if that means the tests aren't up to scratch. It's really weird because a lot of people seem quite angry when they say, "Don't be ridiculous. It's just a cold." I don't think anyone wants it to be COVID, do they? I've just noticed quite a few angry people saying, just on my posts, saying things like, saying, don't be ridiculous, don't call COVID, it's not COVID. I mean, no one wants it to be COVID, but it...
the reason that we are cautious, if we were staying in our house and we weren't seeing anybody, and we weren't seeing my mum and dad, or we weren't by any chance near any elderly people, we would, of course, we don't care what it's called. If we were staying in our house... Oh my God, baby, poor thing. No, I know. But if my mum and dad were to get it now, my dad is so frail, so you have to know what it is, don't you? I mean, it's like if I suddenly got shingles, I would want to know it was shingles and not a rash, because I wouldn't want my parents or any other elderly person to get it. But I know what people mean. So that's what he's been like for 7 nights, is it, Mark? 7 days a night. At one point, I thought he was going to break a rib. His eyeballs were like popping out. The cough was so bad. Once he goes, and he gets so annoyed because I always end up talking to him when he's in a coughing fit.
Always ask, right, this is how I present back.
Right, darling. So rotten.
It forces tears out of your eyes.
I think it's because he's got asthma, because he's got scarred lungs. He's hit him in the... It's just like when we had COVID before, actually. His is much more in his chest.
Jesus.
Oh, darling. Oh. You all right? Do you want a cough sweet? He's literally pouring with sweat.
I felt so much better today.
Today's
the best day.
He's ahead of me.
Yeah, so much better.
Because he's had it a few days before me.
I'm dipping literally as I'm here with you. Have you seen Robbie Coltrane tragically has died?
Yeah.
News is just breaking through. Oh God, I'm watching guys.
Yeah, well, there's been enough news going on, hasn't there?
This is nice, isn't it? I bet you're really pleased we went live. To cough in your face and sneeze all over you.
I bet you were sitting there thinking, oh my God, I'm going to catch this in a minute.
So guys, Who gets angry when people says it's COVID? Josh Dobbs, one thing I've noticed, I had COVID 3 weeks ago for the second time, and after you test negative, you start to cough so much. I didn't have a cough when I was positive, but after that was awful. And I hear that even in the post-COVID stage, which I think I've entered already, the cough and the debilitating tiredness can last for ages.
Long COVID.
And if you overdo it too quickly, like, I'm about to do a Joe Wicks.
He's not.
I'm not.
I said to him I will divorce him if he does Joe Wicks in the next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are still taking vitamin D. I think why it hasn't hit me as hard as it Mark is because my gut is so much healthier than his. And vitamin D and vitamin C, his gut is terrible. If your gut isn't good, you will get so much iller with things.
Do you think everyone's eye is off the ball because Kwasi Kwarteng has been laughing maniacally at the steering wheel and Liz Truss is sort of pensively standing at the edge, not really knowing what to do?
Did you see the Liz Truss speech?
You thought she walked off crying?
I've never seen anything like it. It's like, how much more do we have to cringe? I'm wiping the screen, says me.
Sorry, guys. Yeah, sorry about that. Nanny died. Mum, missed you massively, Mum. Ma, we'll see you soon.
Oh, Di, you would not have wanted to be around
see you on the other
this
side.
cough.
No, you wouldn't. But yeah, so it's been a routine of cough sweets. I've fallen in love with lozenges, as has Toffee. Toffee, every morning beside my downstairs bed, I'll look to my left and all manner of things will have gone. Like tissues, bottles. She has a particular penchant for ADHD and bipolar drugs. It's really strange, isn't it? She didn't get them. She got the box.
That's week 4 of the cough.
Yeah.
Well, luckily we've been having homeopathy. And also Dina goes to this herbalist.
Big shout out to Rachel.
Yeah, and thank you, Rachel. And Dina goes to this herbalist who custom makes up this herbal cough mixture for you. We've also been taking Ivy. What's the thing?
Ivy Thyme, Natasha and Christos. Wow,
really
this one and her
something.
sister Dina are flabbergasted that they never knew what this was.
Yeah, no,
what's
great.
the ivy aspect of it? Is there ivy in it? Ivy. Oh, and by the way, fortunately, I had pre-edited a couple of the yoga things, so we managed to be able to drop those on on the channel.
Because you can imagine Mark, can't you? Is panicking with that.
A big shout out, everyone, has to go to our Michelle, doesn't it? She's been managing the fort, and she's been keeping you across
Thanks,
things
Michelle.
and asking all sorts of sweet and lovely and piercing questions, like which moment in the history of the channel did Mark make the biggest dick of himself?
You have to check out my
like that.
Instagram for the last 2 posts I've done with Mark. Hilarious.
Have you posted the second one?
No,
Oh.
the Georgia Asda one and your penis. Check out on my Instagram 2 really funny clips with Mark.
It's not my penis. Well, it is actually, isn't it?
Oh, thank you, Jess, for saying deeply missed us. We missed you too.
Karen
been
Edwards
very
from
odd.
Swansea saw third one of your yoga. Hilarious. Oh, thanks, Karen. Michelle has been brilliant, hasn't she, Master Toms? Michelle, oh, look, everyone. Michelle, I hope you're feeling the love, Michelle.
Yeah, big love, Michelle.
Big love to you, Michelle. I can't wait to see you, Michelle, so I can sweat all over you. I really want to. And, so we can compare tissues. Any other news? Well, I mean, in the time that we've been away, it feels like the country's got even crazier. Doesn't it? It feels like it's slipped down an even more...
Ivy Thyme tincture by Vogel. Put 15 drops in water.
Crystals it is, yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's amazing. I'll get it. I'll show you.
Which homeopathy remedy have you been having?
It's
We've been
kind of-
steered through so many.
With our homeopath.
I've been on a weird journey because, of course, I'm a relative sort of, agnostic and all that. No, I mean, but I've handed myself over to homeopathy, but I don't know how it works and all that sort of stuff. But I've been basically dealing with words like these: Nux vomica, Merxol, Califos,
He's had so many different remedies.
all these kind of
Oh,
things.
I've picked up the wrong thing.
Oh, do you want me to
Can't
go
go
find
over
it?
there again.
I can't be bothered to find
Can
it, if
you
I'm
get
honest.
it, Mark?
Oh, right,
Every
okay.
time. So even walking over there just knackers me out. Maybe I've...
Here it is.
Yeah.
Got it.
So this is it from Vogel.
Ben Vogel. No, it's not really Ben Vogel's.
No, I even put on makeup today. I
Oh,
felt
look.
so disgusting.
Look, Michelle says, maybe gone. Michelle says, but Michelle's gone. I'm not giving the community section back to you. Do you know what? Do you know what I said to Michelle? I said Michelle should commandeer the community section so she can have a giggle with you guys about the lunacy that kind of goes on here. You're right there. I'll just hide behind you.
Heard about Toffee having your lost NTA loose women's shoe in her bed. And how did you know about that? That's
Toffee,
so funny.
Toffee is something else.
Oh my God.
Toffee is something else. She literally... I thought she was being a devoted dog lying at my feet every night, and she was at my feet every night. And then at one point in the middle of the night when I had a huge coughing fit, one of my eyes was open, obviously watering with the coughing, and I saw her just looking around, and she went underneath and took a tissue. She's obsessed with tissues. Disgusting. Oh, you're right, babe. You're fading fast.
Sorry.
It's all right, don't worry. You can lean right across me if you want. I don't mind it. I got a text today saying, come and get your next COVID vaccine booster because you are in a high-risk category.
Of course you are, because you've got asthma.
But I thought it was chronic asthma.
Did anyone see the old Pfizer news yesterday? In the European court,
24
admitting
months
how
calling.
they'd lied. Just Google it. Have a look on John Campbell. It's everywhere.
Yeah, this is no one being anything denying at all.
This is in the European court yesterday.
Yeah,
where they
Pfizer
admitted
representative.
where they had lied, and it's quite fascinating.
Yeah, because she was also quite dismissive about it too.
She was a right salami cow.
And it's really weird. I want a booster, but there's no AstraZeneca.
Yeah, you can't have AstraZeneca.
You can only get Moderna or Moderna. You said Moderna.
You can't have it for 28 days once you've had COVID anyway.
Can you not? Oh, there we go. They mentioned on Loose the other day, Ned, about your dog, I think. Black Belagonia is good too, says MT. I think we need to get some kind of witch's brews going here, don't you?
Well, we have been having witch's brews.
Yeah, it's a great big cauldron. We're just chucking things like Toffee's legs.
This is the herbal cough mixture that Dina got made for us. It's at the Matry Health Centre, and it's got thyme,
Natasha, you'll like
ground ivy, hyssop, aniseed, fennel,
You're insulting me.
marshmallow root, ribwort, elecampane, elderberry. And you take only 1 teaspoon 3 times a day, but it does do something. Mm-hmm. It's very powerful. Just herbs.
Trish says a few...
I mean, the thing is, there is nothing that a doctor can give you for COVID, is there? I mean, there isn't anything except paracetamol. So why not try complementary medicines?
Absolutely.
Because, I mean, Kiki was in dire straits this morning with her cough.
Yeah.
And her throat. I mean, she was really upset. And then she had a homeopathic remedy, and she's got like a feeling of like bruised.
I felt like I'd broken my ribs for that. And I have broken a rib, so I really thought I'd broken a rib. Christos, thanks for reminding us. Probably the quote of the week. If I'm feeling well enough, I'm going to try and do a little bit of a Saturday Papers tomorrow for you guys, because I know you like it. Quote of the week has to be Prince Charles when Liz Truss came in. Back again, dear oh dear. I think he summed up a nation.
Oh, Adam, don't worry, we're fine. We're fine. We're going to be fine in a couple of days. We're just still so knackered from it. That's all. Don't be upset. We're fine.
No, don't be upset. Don't you think? I think Prince Charles, once again, like his mother, with a minimal of effort and a microcosmic number of words and syllables, manages to summarise how we're all feeling. Dear oh dear, not again. No, not again. Dear oh dear.
Oh dear, here
oh dear,
again.
Oh dear. Yeah, there we go.
But I mean, I actually felt sorry for her on that podium today. There's not a moment of contrition or apology or humbleness.
Well, I suppose you could argue that she's reversing on every conceivable decision she's made so far.
She's now using Rishi Sunak's plan.
I know, but she's got Jeremy Strong.
She hasn't even said
He's
that, hasn't he? She's going to do what Rishi Sunak was going to do, isn't it? Isn't it fucking ridiculous?
Tim Reid, Liz Truss, most unpopular PM ever. The news headline keeps flicking, the ticker at the top keeps saying about Robbie Coltrane. It is very sad. Do you remember Cracker?
I loved Cracker.
An astonishing. And do you remember Tutti Frutti with Emma Thompson and all that? It was part of he was a huge part of the comedy club with Aid Edmondson and all that. Incredibly charismatic. And obviously as what's his name? Hagrid in Harry Potter. And there was that recent drama where he was in as well. Very sad. Very, very sad. Anyway, yeah, Hagrid, Teresa Hutchison. Yeah, I loved Cracker. My mum, I remember you loving Cracker. It was on in the 80s, wasn't it? Didn't he work out murders through sort of not telekinesis?
No,
what was it?
He was a criminal psychologist.
A psychic.
No, he's a psychologist. That's
Oh,
what's
was he?
more interesting, yeah.
Oh, I see. I thought it was
So it's the
supernatural.
real true workings of the mind.
Gabrielle says, I think Liz Truss is shitting her pants. Yeah.
I felt,
she's
they
scared.
were very upset that it was only 8.5 minutes. So I said to Mark, it's almost like she went off in tears.
Yeah.
What an absolute fuck up. Oh, guess what, guys?
What?
I've got no sense of taste or smell, and I'm just praying it's just because my nose is blocked and
Have you
not,
not?
and not because it's COVID.
Smell that.
Can't smell
That
it.
was very strong.
I ate all those Battenbergs and I couldn't taste them.
You've eaten them all? There was...
Can't smell one thing of that.
Oh, that's so strong.
Not one
Smell
thing.
it. In fact, I feel like my smell's
Nothing.
heightened. I can smell. Oh God, I can smell
All
meadows.
right, don't
I can
rub
smell.
it in.
I can smell the fence alongside the cow that pastured in the meadow. Oh yeah, that was a really vivid smell. It's almost 3-dimensional.
Anyway, guys, I've got to go lie down again.
All right, babe.
So
Okay, well,
tired.
guys, we just wanted to say hello.
We just wanted to check in.
It's Friday night, and as I say, I'm going to have a crack at the papers tomorrow.
Lots of love.
Lots of love.
He's a couple of days ahead of me, so he's feeling a bit better now.
Yeah.
But you still mustn't go mad.
And I also get really
No exercise,
awful
no
coughing
going out in the
fits.
cold.
Yeah, no, none of that. All right.
Bye.
Love you all. Stay safe.